What's up, bitches? It's me, your host, Ale, for this amazing, spectacular podcast, Sin Vergüenza, Without Shame. Today I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Unknown. Dun, 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 dun.
Period.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say hi or something, or hey again, but okay.
Nah, I'm Mr. Unknown.
Okay, Mr. Unknown's in the building. If you know, you know. So, today I wanted to go ahead and just have our first segment as our first little icebreaker, just to get shit like going. So with this segment, it's gonna be our period app segment or chat, whatever. So what this segment is, I have a period app and it has like a women's chat on there to where you can go ahead and it asks you questions. You guys can give each other advice. It's just women supporting women. But there are some questions that we can ask. What? You were gonna say something?
Girl power.
Okay. We can ask both guys. So today's first question is, and this is like, these are more like mental things today, so it's kind of interesting. I like picking at people's brains, so, and my own. It's kind of scary, but it's fun. So this is the first question, guys. Managing self-sabotaging actions or thoughts. Share your experience if you'd like. So managing sabotaging actions or thoughts. If you guys listen to me talk, I'm sorry that I can't talk. Kind of ironic that I have a podcast. So what basically that means, it's like, let's say like, for the thoughts, that's for sure one where you just doubt yourself, or you scare yourself out of doing something that you know that you'd either like or it'll really benefit you, but just because you're not that sure in yourself, you're fucking it up for yourself. And then for actions, I guess it's like what's an action that self-sabotages you? Like, I guess
You just stopping yourself from going ahead and doing what you
or
want
like
to do.
doing something that's bad for yourself, like
I think it's
doing
anything
stuff
like,
for yourself. Like, let's say if you know you can't drink milk, if you're like me but you can't stop drinking milk, self-sabotage.
yeah, in a way, I guess.
I think it's more mental than physical, because I don't know like what you can really like do yourself other than what you put in yourself.
I mean, you could self-sabotage yourself by not being prepared for whatever you have to do, and
True,
then having
true.
to rush like at last moment. You
Yeah,
could
I guess that's
sabotage
physical
yourself
stuff
like
too.
by staying awake before anything, like in a special event
True.
or anything, and then showing up.
Then, but also sometimes like anxiety keeps you awake.
I think that's like the main thing, like anxiety before going to sleep. I was watching this other guy talk about it, and he's like, dude, I've been having anxiety before going to sleep just because of everything going on around the world and shit. And he's like, and it just keeps me up for hours on end. And I think like anybody can experience that. Like for me personally, I leave the TV on, and that's because of that, because my thoughts don't have space to run.
But what you're watching and leave on also goes into your dreams. That's why yesterday I told you change Daredevil, because all that stuff goes into your dreams. And it's like, if you're watching something a little more, that's why there's like black noise and like those types of videos, because that stuff at least calms you down. You think about peaceful shit instead of hearing Daredevil over here whoop some ass, and in your dream you're over here either getting your ass jumped or you're whooping ass or getting shot or like, but what sort of goes on around. That's why Atlantis, the girl that I recorded with last time, she's all like, it was so weird because she's all like, I sleep with no lights on, no TV, just nothing but pitch black quietness. I'm like, it's weird because I know not many people really sleep like that, but it's weird the fact that that's normal, and we find it weird because nobody really does that. We should all be used to trying to go to sleep with no phones, no sounds, no lights. Like,
well, I feel like it's not really in our nature either to really sleep with no noise, because if you think about it, like,
oh yeah, we've all
when we're
slept in nature
cavemen
type
and
of shit.
like that, like you would hear the crickets. Like back at home, you hear the bullfrogs right next to the river all fucking night, just rah rah rah,
And
like
it's
all
kind
fucking
of scary because
night.
sometimes when they're fighting, they're just like, ah, but it's frogs. It literally sounds like children screaming, but it's frogs.
But it's like you have, in a way, like us as humans, we're not used to just being in the quiet, because like that's when meditation really starts kicking in,
That's when the
and
inner
that's
thoughts
when
start
you're
making noise.
exactly, that's when
And then
your
that's how
thoughts happen.
anxiety begins, boys.
Well,
So,
but in your question, I'd say that mentally stopping yourself is something like so big, because everybody goes through it. Everybody, even if you have like,
share your experience, because that's what it says. Share your experience with either.
so mentally self sabotaging myself, I would say this year when we're talking about me going to school, it was like you said, just the anxiety. And in my head, like for a while I was like, yeah, I could do it. And then everything started to, in a way, align itself. And then my own anxiety just kind of kicked in and was like, yo, there's everybody putting faith into you for it. There's everybody like telling you, go ahead and chase it, go ahead and do it, we'll help
Yeah,
you.
but it's more for yourself. That's why it's self sabotage.
Well, yeah.
Because everybody else is supporting you, but you yourself are just like,
Oh no, exactly. But I feel like in some cases when you don't have much support, like you just want to do it to show everybody else, like, yo, I could do it. And then when you have everybody's like,
mm.
in a way, trust, and they're trying to push you and everything, you kind of just, yourself kind of gives up on yourself
I think it's the
because of the
pressure.
anxiety. Yeah, like the pressure, the anxiety that you get from trying to let
That's
everybody
why
down.
they say don't tell anybody about your plans. More like tell them when it's done.
Don't let them know your next move, boys.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I
Maybe
feel
if
like
like later on you still want to go and you get the like
opportunity,
feeling that you want to go or stuff like that.
right?
Don't tell nobody and just do it. Sign up.
I feel like that's what it is. Like you just have to. In a way, I wanted to do it for myself, but then at the same time, like I thought about it, and it was like a big ass move, especially considering like the school's not here and shit. So it'd be like a new
Mm-hmm.
environment, a new everything. But
That's for sure something you have to plan out more.
yeah. And then for physical, I mean, just like you said, I suck at sleeping. Like if I know something's gonna be the next day,
Mm.
like it's kind of harder for me to sleep. And especially like right now that my birthday is coming up, like that day is a Thursday that I have to go in there. In case you guys want to send me anything, Lily, you have to. You're the sponsor, so you know what I'm saying. But
Ooh,
anyways,
cupcakes for the office. Office of two.
3. You have to get one for Rangy.
In that
But
case.
anyways, no, like I feel like that night I'm not gonna be able to really sleep. Like it's crazy. To this day, I kind of still get anxiety around my birthday because like
I'm always
around,
up because I don't even try to sleep no more.
well, like around my birth month, I just get like anxious because I'm like, damn, like this is my month. Like I really treat it as every single day is like a
Me,
hype
me,
up.
me, me.
Yeah, in a way, you know. And it's like the day of, I'm just gonna like, I already know that it's gonna be hard for me to sleep or anything. Like it's gonna be lit.
Ever since I met you, you're the only person in my life who has ever been hyped about their birthday months before their birthday.
Well, because it's like everybody sees it like as a bad thing. You're growing up and everything, but like I base my life out of it's all into your mind. So anything that you think of, anything you, any way you treat it, like it's cool because I treat everything like as I was a little kid. So it's like my birthday month. Hell yeah, I'm lit. I'm gonna be hyper and shit like that. You know.
So, like, how do you, it says, so that's your experience. How do you, like, stop the thoughts or, like, the physical
For me, like I
part of it?
just stay positive. Like I am really one of those people that are. It's hard for me not to be in a positive mood. You know. And any situation that I'm in, I'm just like, fuck it. Like change your perspective on it. It could be better. It could be for the best. So
It's kind of psychopathic, if that's a word, on how you do it. On how
why?
nothing really, like, can get to you. Like, it's like, damn, really? I would have been socked somebody by now.
Well, it's because like I find it funny to get people mad. So like if you're trying to get me mad, like that's funny. You're putting that much effort into
I
it.
like doing that, especially like when I'm doing like road rages and stuff and they honk and stuff. I'm like, meantime, I'm over here wanting the reaction because it's like Bitch, I got you mad.
Exactly, and it's like I don't know. For me, it's just funny. Like staying calm, being in a calm, collective mindset, like it can help a lot, especially in this question. Like just stay calm. Know that if it's something that you want and it's something that you wanted and you've been trying and putting the effort into like doing it, you can fucking do it. Ain't nothing stopping you but yourself. Ain't nothing
Well,
matter
that's
but
why I literally
yourself.
self sabotage. For me, like, hmm, for my thoughts, the self sabotaging thoughts, it's like it'll happen more when I'm by myself. Usually, everything happens harder when I'm by myself because then, like, it's just me talking to me. It's kind of like I feel like I talk to myself more because, like, you know how, like, I'm two faced, I guess. One side of me is really like, she's a little bitch, and the other side of me is a bitch. So, both these bitches get together, and then one will be like, no, but I can't because of this, and the other one's like, I'll
Man
talk,
the fuck up,
yeah,
bitch.
I'll
Do
talk
that
to
shit.
myself, and I'll look at myself like in my mirrors or something, or just be like, you know what, and I've been talking to myself a little bit more. Like when I start feeling like that, I'll like pull over somewhere. I'm like, this is gonna happen. You're gonna do this. Like you're the shit. Like all this and that, and I'll hype myself up. But that's for my inner thoughts. So when it's like stuff like more like outside of my head and it's stuff like that, like for sure, like when it came to drinking, um like, yeah, that's something physically like that I'm doing, that like I'm physically not picking up that fucking bottle drink or whatever. So it's just like in my head I'm just like I kind of torture myself in a way to like bring up stuff that happens like when I was doing that. So it's like torture myself with that thought cuz it's not a good thought, and then like it'll make you be like, "Oh, nah, just go smoke a quick bowl or something," or like um just give myself the ick. Like give myself the ick of those nasty thoughts, cuz like when I think about those thoughts, like even like the self-sabotaging in my head, like I give myself the ick over it. Like you're not going to get nothing or get nowhere or change if you're just going to sit here and keep doing this shit. Like how about you stop talking shit about yourself and just do something about it. So that's our experience with
Well, I
it.
mean, even on you, like, sorry for cutting you off, but even on you nowadays, like, I've noticed that with this new segment that we have, by the way, if you guys like it, let us know because
What happens
we
in Vegas?
we do that shit every week for you guys, and we try to get some funny ones, some real ones, some experiences from young, old, new couples, older couples, you know. So, but even you, like, I see when you're walking, like, you're kind of just talking to yourself, like, okay, go up to this person, go up to this person, and then you physically kind of like
Push
yeah,
myself.
like you start walking, and I noticed that you start walking before your mind is set on okay, let's do it. And then once you get there, it's like you don't have your sentence completely ready,
Cause
but
I'm
you're ready
anxious as
for it.
hell. Like I'll stutter with these couples guys. Like I know my pitch, but like my words will like boggle. Like where you that little toy you grab and you shake the letters and you
Mm.
have to wait for it to sit and you find words. That's literally how I talk when I'm going up to these people. My words are shaking and I have to find the words. I know the words that I'm looking for, but I'm nervous. But yeah, so that's also another physical like self sabotage thing, because sometimes I'm like hyping myself up and then it's like it's true, like once I feel like I'm gonna pussy out, I'm like, all right, now you're just walk, bitch, just walk towards them, because now you're already looking these people in the eyes and you're already going to them. But yeah, let's see some of the answers that the girls gave us, and on here guys with this segment we could read comments from other people, but they're anonymous
Anonymous.
anonymous, yeah, sorry guys, our dog is having a nightmare. He's been shaking for a minute. Okay. Um. Oh, there's a big, big stuff. Okay. One girl said, "I watched Dateline and True Crime to feel better about myself." Huh. As long as I or my child am not the guilty party on Dateline, my life is not a total failure. So she likes, this is giving hater energy.
That's
Um
literally what it is, because it's like if you get off on seeing other people like struggle or like
okay, I
even
think
go through
maybe she
something.
worded it wrong. Cause like, okay, maybe she might see it that way, but like the way I would see this in this situation is because I kind of do this sometimes too, where I'm like feeling down about myself, and then I'll watch like some reality show or some shit, and it's like I could be that person, and like it'll be like, oh, like I could be in that situation, and that situation sucks. I'd rather be in my situation. But the way this one kind of says it's more like, at least I'm not that fool. I don't know what Dateline is, but if it's like where you're single or some shit, I don't know.
I don't know either, but still, it's like if you get off on just seeing other people struggle, like I don't know. I feel
It's not
like
even getting
because
off. It more like makes you feel better about yourself.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like if it makes you feel better because you're not in that situation, I guess yeah, like that's a good thing in a way. But at the same time, it's like you should just be happy with in the situation you are. Like I said, every situation can be a blessing or a curse, and you don't know it yet.
That's what one of my friends says a lot, that any situation could be a blessing or a curse. It's just up to me to figure it out. I'm like, damn.
Well, every
You
situation
really
like
do just gotta figure it out.
there's a blessing and a curse in everything. Like think about it. If you get a new car, like damn, I'm blessed to have a new car, but I'm cursed because I have all these fucking payments now. Like
I don't know why
fuck.
you had to try to make it that personal
Well, not
to
personal,
me,
but
but
if you're taking it personal, like that's on
if
you.
the shoe fits. Okay. Another girl said, what my therapist told me is talk to yourself how you would talk to a friend. So, for example, think I only did a 30-minute workout. What a fucking loser. Where if it was a friend, I would tell them, well, I'm proud of you. True, because you give more, you're meaner to yourself than you are to other people.
Period. Yeah.
Okay, why are you?
Period. Facts. It's true because you. Like, it's like that thing that we said the other day. Like, it's easier for you to take somebody else's what's it called?
You see,
Advice than taking your own. And it's true, like it's easier for you to tell somebody else, "Oh shit, good job, you at least tried."
I don't do that. Like, at least not in that situation. Because when it's me and my friend, when we're at the gym, and she'll try to like stop, I'll tell her like, no, come on, like push it. You're already halfway to our goal.
Bitch, go.
Might as well like come on, fucking finish it off. You already made it this far. I never really let her like. We don't really let each other give up either. Because when I'm over here doubting myself and what I'm doing, she's like, no, like it's a progress. We'll get there. If you finish this set, just max out and you'll be good. So I mean, either friend is good, because like if they're really like, I just can't, like, well, fuck it, then you already did what you could. That's better than nothing.
Well, I mean, and it's like it's easier in that sense of like going to the gym and having somebody to push you, but at the same time, you could be yourself pushing yourself. Like, I hear you a lot of times be like, "I ain't no bitch, I ain't no pussy." Like, it's
Yeah,
just simple things like that. Like that
that's what I'm
helps
saying.
you.
Like, if I'm not motivating myself, I'm talking shit to myself, because it's like,
But I think it's like you could teach your brain to just be in that mindset of like, fuck it, like I ain't no bitch. This thoughts ain't gonna get to me. Like same thing. It's just harder. That's for fucking sure.
everything really is mental. One more, should I go to the next one? I kind of like these. It's good little tips. Here's another one. Um, oh, here's another therapy one. Okay. Going to therapy has made me realize just how much I self sabotage. Going to therapy has made me realize just how much I self sabotage myself. For starters, turns out I have an anxious, avoidant attachment style, which makes it hard to form your relationships with friends or romantically. A lot of my bad relationships with food relate to my desire to self sabotage. Whenever I'm doing something really well, I get so afraid and have to mess it up badly. I also procrastinate massively, have lots of intrusive thoughts and gaslighting myself, etc. I think procrastinating is for sure self-sabotage.
Yeah.
But it's non-intentional. Like, it really is. Because, like, I do a lot of procrastinating. Like, I know I need to, and I'm like, okay, but I also have to do this, this, and this, and this. Like, the one thing that I really have to do gets consumed by all the little things that I have to do in a way.
Yeah. That's why, like, all the time when we talk about it, I tell you, like, make sure you do whatever is the most important first, and then everything else just
In my
after.
head, though, all of it's just equally as important.
That's true. I mean, you see my grandma running around, and it's like, girl, you better sit your ass down.
The
Like, you're
thing
gonna
is, your
break a
grandma
fucking hip or
has it,
something.
like, up to that point where I'm like, you're scaring me, honey. Like, you literally are scaring me because she literally, like, runs in and out. It's like, oh, I have to do this. And then she'll, like, come back without not doing shit. And she'll be like,
What did I go to do?
yeah. And, like, it's like, she really thinks of all the little things that she does not know at all where to start. And when she starts, it's like, just don't touch that lady because she's on a roll right now. And just,
Mm-hmm.
like, let her do her thing. And so, but I mean, at least she got it started. So just get started, literally. All right. So another question is, I don't know if we've done this question, and forgive me, guys, if I do bring up the questions again. Um, I don't mean to. It's hard to keep up with the ones I've already used here. So another one is, it's also like, I like this one because, like I said, these are like like brain picking, and like it helps. Like, I feel like if any of us are struggling with, or you guys are struggling with what we struggle with, and like the common struggle with, at least like it helps all of us, grab some little tips out of it. Hopefully this like helps you guys in your own day to day. So one says, the next question is, how do you get rid of intrusive thoughts when they appear? Your intrusive thoughts, just like your dreams, I really love them because it's like I'm cutting a potato and then it's like, cut your finger off, or it's like um I'm petting my dog, smack his butt, like.
Oh, okay. Dude, no, I just act on my intrusive
Me
thoughts.
too. Like, I just,
I can't
like,
help with this
it'll
situation.
get me so anxious and like want to do it more, knowing that I can't. So I will want to do it more. Like that one time when we went to, I don't know if I was with you or your mom, and there was this electrical fence, and I was trying to see if it really worked, and I grabbed it, and then it did not work.
Oh, yeah, no.
Was it with you or your
It
mom?
was with me. That's the only reason you knew it was electrical, because she doesn't know it's either. But, no, like, getting rid of your intrusive thoughts is, like, hard just
How do you?
because,
So you don't get rid of? Wait, what was the question? How do you get rid of it?
yeah.
Yeah, how do you get rid of them? So like when you don't react, how do you not react?
I kind of just think about them, like, to myself, and I just laugh about it. Because, like, most of my thoughts are, like, pretty fucked up to where it's like, dude, like, how the fuck are you thinking about this? Like, the other
Like
day.
when you told me to do a backflip, and then I stood there and I thought about myself actually doing a backflip,
Bro,
and then I laughed.
she tells me we're in a small ass space and she's just right there. And she's doing all this random shit. So I was like, do a backflip, do a backflip. And she kind of just looks at me and, like, in her little eyes, I swear to God, I seen her just thinking, like, dude, I could do a backflip right now.
I
Like,
cannot do a backflip.
I
My
was
ass
like, dude,
cannot flip.
I literally told her, I was like, you better not fucking try, because I swear to God, bro, like,
I cannot. I physically cannot do a fucking backflip. But just simply thinking about, like, what if I do try right now? Like, I'm about to break my fucking neck.
but yeah, no, there's no real way to kind of get rid of them. I guess you just kind of have to
Just
think about them
brush
and
it away.
laugh
You're just
about
like, I
it.
can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And maybe like, I think what makes it fun is like, or like for me anyways, to like let it go is like, if I'm with somebody, tell somebody what I wanted to do, and if they hype me up, then I guess I gotta do it. If they don't, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, you're right, I really shouldn't, huh?
So the other day we went to the pumpkin patch and we're walking and shit.
That
And, like,
would
I
be
could
satisfying.
I could tell when she has her thoughts, because, like, out of nowhere she just walked in, like, punched the fucking pumpkin, like, straight up, just socked
I
the
forgot
fuck
I
out
did
about
that.
it.
I forgot I did
And
that.
I was like, in my own head, I was like, dude, I know she's thinking about some shit. And she turns around and looks at me and she's like, I dare you to kick a pumpkin. me not having this thought at all in my head, like since the beginning that we got there, had me thinking about it. And like as we were walking, I was over here kicking the fuck out of some pumpkins. So like, bitch, fuck you too. Like,
I don't know why I punched the pumpkin. It ended up hurting, but
or the other
I
day
don't know
where,
why I didn't process the thought that, bitch, if you sock this pumpkin and it breaks, you're gonna have to pay for it. It's a big ass pumpkin. We're
well,
at a
like,
pumpkin patch, the most expensive place to buy a pumpkin.
and then like the other day when you fucking, we were sitting down eating, like I was eating cereal, she was over here cutting some shit, and she just grabs the knife out of nowhere, looks at the fucking Fruit Loops box, and just stabs the bird right in the face. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
As you can tell, guys, I guess I have a lot of intrusive thoughts. But yeah, I started shanking the cereal box, but it got like the temptation out of the way, I guess. Like, I just literally was like, I want to cut something. I don't want to cut nobody. I was not going to shank him or his face. It was because I was passing something and then the knife went really close to your face. But you're okay, so nothing really happened. Let's read some answers. People are going to think I'm over here like a fucking psychopath. Let's see.
they're gonna be like, he's a mysterious guy because he has so many cuts on his face.
One lady said, I can't get rid of them. I have ADHD and this never ends. The second I open my eyes when I fall asleep to when I fall asleep. If they get really bad or interrupt and just keep thinking it's just a thought, and it helps me sometimes. Do you feel like your intrusive thoughts are harder with ADHD?
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. You can't stop yourself from like thinking like that. And it's like, for me, it's like I be thinking some dumbass shit sometimes to where it's like,
Maybe that's why you just always say all the dumb things, because you'd rather not do the dumb things.
well, yeah, because it's just like I can be watching an old person and be like, damn, that'd be funny if they fell. And it's like, it's fucked up. Like, even myself, like, I know it's fucked up, but then I'm like, it makes me laugh for some reason that it's like, dude, like, how does my mind just go off to some shit like this? Like, you're fucking stupid. And like I said, for me, like, I try to live my life as positive as I can with like
I don't know how I
everything that I
feel with you
can.
around my grandparents.
But it's like, there's sometimes where it's just my mind, even with like my cousins. Like, you heard me with my cousins. I'm like, dude, watch. This little fool's gonna hit him. And if they don't.
It's funny with children. It's so funny with
Yeah,
children.
like,
I can't lie. Like, before we get too aggressive. All right, let's read one more. Let's see. One girl said, my intrusive thoughts were so bad in high school. After attempting to end myself, I decided no more. I learned that anytime I had intrusive thoughts, I am sabotaging myself. I picture myself holding the thought as a balloon and letting it go with the balloon. This always works best for me when I'm on my period. I still get the intrusive thoughts intensively. I try to remind myself it's just from my period. I'll try the balloon trick, and if it doesn't work, I'll let myself sit in the hot shower and cry about it. Ooh.
That's
both.
a hard one.
I like both ideas. Like, with trying to end your life, it really is what works best for each person, because, like, what did she say she would really do? Oh, the balloon trick for her. A lot of people, like, do have stuff like that to where, like, she did a balloon. Me, when I feel like, not intrusive thoughts, but more like when I feel negative energy, I'll like get my hands and imagine the negativity like brushing off of me.
Mm-hmm.
So like I could see why the balloon trick works for her, but I feel like when it's like that dark, like your thoughts, I feel like everybody really is different, but who knows, maybe this balloon trick might work for you. That's pretty cool. Do you have anything do you do like that, like to where you're physically doing something to yourself to mentally calm yourself down in a way?
If it's where I am alone and I can just kind of go on a walk, I used to kind of just walk.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully, like when Ranger came around, I was able to just use him in a way to like,
Go
he
walk
has
on more walks.
Yeah, because when you're in that mental space, like you don't really want to tell people what's going on. You don't want to tell them like, oh, I need to go walk because I want to like stop my shit. Like I don't want to be here no more, stuff like that. And with him, it was just the excuse of, oh, he wants to go on a walk, so I'm gonna take him. And it was just walking with him, like it made me appreciate nature in a way
Do you feel like you
because
would use it like to hide your emotions in a way?
yeah, of
Because you
course.
obviously were being asked like, where you going? And you don't want to tell people, oh, I'm sad, I'm gonna go for a walk. You'd rather be like, oh, the dog wants to walk.
Well, yeah, of course, because like I was never like I would go outside and I could play for hours when I was a little kid, but then when you grow up, it's like, dude, what are you doing outside for hours? Like, you must be doing drugs, and it's like half of the time, yeah, like I would go out. For me, like smoking, thankfully, like calmed me down to where I am now, and I would just go out, smoke a bowl, and just walk with my dog, and
True, and it's like for me, like when I do that, where I'm stressing, I'm like, damn, I need to smoke a bowl. I'm like, why do I need this to like feel that way? But there is times where I can do it myself. But honestly, like when you smoke a bowl or smoke whatever you want to smoke, fucking pipe, bong, blunt, whatever. Weed really does kind of like help you just like breathe in and out and be like, you know what? I'm kind of just like right now I'm chilling. I don't know. It really does relax you. So
I think it just slows down your actual thoughts. It slows them down to the point where it's like they're too slow and everything around you, like that's why I like the walks, because everything around you is moving so fast. You hear the birds, you hear the wind, you see the sand, like you start appreciating the wind just hitting your face of the freshness because it's so
yeah,
fucking
and
hot.
especially like if you're inside and like
And like if you,
having intrusive thoughts, I feel like the thoughts bounce around the walls.
well, even
If you're
inside, like
outside,
I feel like if you're inside and you just like smoke a bowl, like it kind of just makes a chemical reaction in your head where it just changes everything to where like you don't want to think about the negative stuff. You just
you'd
want to
rather be
vibe.
chilling in
Yeah, like
here.
vibing, and you can just turn on your music and just be
You
like,
watch TV, play a
hear it.
game. I
Like
like it better
exactly.
when being outside though. Like I have to get if I'm in a mood, I cannot be trapped in my room. Like there's different like if the outside world makes me sad, I want to cuddle up inside. If my inside world makes me um sad, I want to leave and go outside and be
Well,
in
of
nature and
course, and
stuff.
it's like
Cuz the
for
outside world helps you like it distracts with all its
yeah, like
chaos going on
anybody can go
or
on
beauty.
a walk or a stroll or just go out with their skateboard. Like I used to love skateboarding, and it's like just go out and just kind of feel the world. Like everything is bad because you're making it bad. Get out of your head, get out there, do something that you like. Like as long as you like it, you're good. It doesn't have to be physical. Like if playing a fucking video game helps you block that shit, play a fucking video game. I would say go on social media, but nowadays like a lot of stuff
No,
in social
because like
media
on
is
your
like
social media, like
makes you
when you're
more
in certain
anxious.
moods, it goes based on your mood. Like the algorithm puts
Yeah.
shit to your mood.
Yeah, like that's what I noticed too. Like it does, and it's like, don't you necessarily go on your phone and like look through social media, but go on there and just fucking either text
Look
a
at a meme or
friend
some
or
shit.
yeah, like go on a meme page and find memes or
FaceTime a friend
for
if you
me,
can.
that I like cars, like I
Sorry,
just
androids. Sorry.
for me that I like cars, like I go ahead and just look at videos of cars or how to make my car better. Like basically
You could clean my car instead.
when you get into that thought, like go ahead and just explore into anything that you like and make that shit your hobby. Try to just have a goal for that, like um whether it be wanting to get physically more active or be with your dog or whatever. Like I could sit in a room and be fucking depressed and just be with Ranger all fucking day, and like his face, his dumb things that he does, like even messing with his ball, like it just gets me out of a mood, you know?
He's over here, thanking God somebody's playing with him. Um, I feel like pets really do like take away from all the feelings, and then when you have good feelings, like they amplify those good feelings because they're like, oh fuck yeah, we vibing out here today, boys.
Well, of
But
course, like with your cats, like I noticed with Mysterio mostly, he like amplifies your mood. And when you're feeling sad, like there's times where like I'm not really feeling it.
well, it's like not even just with cats and dogs, because I know that's what we mostly bring up. But like a lot of people, like they have aquariums. My sister has
Mm.
birds. Like pets in general, like
For anybody that has an aquarium or anybody that like really gets into a mood, get an aquarium. I suffer from ADHD, and so does my brother, and he suffers from bipolarism as well. And an aquarium really helps because you could really look at these fucking fish and put your own perspective, your own words into their mouth, like why they're doing everything. It's funny as fuck. Like we used to get high as hell and just watch his fish. Like fuck the TV, fuck electronics, nothing was on. Like just watching
The
these
thing is, you
fish.
guys did more than weed.
No, like when we used to just smoke, like we just
Oh,
looked at the fish, and it's like they had their own characters, they have their own rules. Like he used to have different ones like General and Cooper and shit
like
like
some
that.
Snoop Dogg shit.
Yeah, like it really just gets you into the mood like animals.
So that was the end of this segment, though. So if you guys want to go ahead and answer the questions we asked on here, feel free to on the Google form or on the Spotify questions. Google form is listed in the bio and it's 100% anonymous, right?
Ooh, yes.
So yeah, that was our segment. But now what I want to talk about is we were talking about over here being out in the streets, going for our walks or whatever.
Sorry about that.
So what I wanted to go ahead and talk, because what we do is we walk our dog a lot, and if we walked our dog in your small ass town. So think about this. What if we're walking our dog? And honestly, this I was gonna go ahead and use this as a switch off to our next topic, but talking about it, there's two things I could actually talk about with this because it's pretty freaky. I just seen it this morning too. Let's say this. What would you be more scared of? We're walking our dog, right?
Right.
It's spooky season, guys. Let's get a little spooky. It's nighttime. Me and you are like in your town. What would you be more scared of seeing? Something demonic, something spiritual, or a killer clown?
Ooh. Demonic, spiritual, killer clown.
Well, like it's the same thing, demonic, spiritual, like something from a higher thing, like a
Not
ghost or something.
physical.
Yes, or a killer clown who is a person and will fucking kill you in a clown suit. What would be your most scariest reaction? Like if we're
For
doing that
me,
for on a nightly stroll.
spiritual. That would fucking terrify me. Because like a clown, I guess you could think about it physically,
Mhm.
but a spirit's like
Well,
you don't know
if it's
how.
in person, you can't think about it. He's right there.
Well, no,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like he's physically there, but a spirit's like it plays with your head because like you don't know if he's there, he's not. You don't know how they would move or not. Like, but a clown would be terrifying in my town. I'm not gonna lie. Just because it's like so small and like so dark. Like fuck.
okay, because what I wanted to talk about is I'll fully talk about it right now, is this clown that's been going around again. But I'll go ahead and clip this. There's this video that came out, so you could watch it. I'll rewind it for you. There's this video that came out. This couple is walking their dog and they're recording, and in the recording you can see literally something appear out of thin air, like a walking thing. Like it looks like a person, but a weirdly shaped person, like kind of like a mini Slender Man type of shit. And it just like appears out of thin air and runs across them.
What the fuck? Sorry,
I'll
guys.
insert the clip here, guys. But um, yeah,
I,
he was watching it. But so there's that, and then another thing that with the clown. So there's a small village in Scotland, and they've been having this clown here since 2021. I thought it was like, oh, this new clown just came up. No, this fool's been terrorizing this small village in Scotland since 2021, and I'm pretty sure when the clowns first started, it was way before 2021. No, this was like when I was still in high school type of shit.
yeah.
So yeah, there's this clown that recently made a video, and he was over here like basically daring the cops to try to catch him and shit. Like I guess I don't know what his end goal is, because from what the research that I've done, it doesn't sound like he's killed anybody yet, more like just terrorizing them. And in the video he's all like, the police have been informed, do you think that I care? They'd have to catch me first anyways, and yes, that's a dare. Like he's literally telling these people like, so fucking what if you guys are calling the cops? Like, they're not gonna catch me. Um, but this guy is known, and forgive me if I butcher this. It's Skelmorley Clown. That's what they call him, Skelmorley Clown. I guess that's a small town or something. Oh yeah, it's a small town, Skelmorley. Sorry guys. Um, but yeah, he posted the video on Facebook, and that's funny because he has his own fucking Facebook, right? And the name is Cole Demons. It doesn't say it exactly spelled demons. It's Deimos.
Uh huh.
So it's not really demons, but it looks like demons. And he's in a Pennywise costume too. Which the dude, like, it is a Pennywise costume, but I don't know, it looks like Pennywise, like, on, like, instead of it the clown, this fool's if. So
His cousin.
no, literally, because it looks like a little raggedy. Don't come for me, fool. And yeah, basically he strolls their streets with the red balloon, and he's called out 2 reporters by their name. So who knows if he's stalking these people, if, like, who knows. But basically these 2 reporters from the Daily Record, these 2 journalists, they made a article about him called "The Killer Clowns Stalking Sleepy Scott's Village, Leaving Residents Terrified." I guess that was their title of it. And so he called them out by their names: Stain, Alexander, and Sarah Vesti. Um, Basically he said, "So Stain and Sarah, don't believe what you're told." He said, "This clown doesn't want fame, glory, or gold." So I guess because he hasn't been killing people, they've been over here like, "Oh, this guy just wants attention. He wants the clout or whatever." And he's like, "Nah, like, don't trust me. Like, I don't want this. Like, what if he's planning something
Well,
very viciously?" So he called them out, and then, like, he's been leaving balloons all over the town, like red balloons. And their population is like around 2,000 people. Is that like more than your town, or
it's
just
around the
about?
same lines, I
So
believe.
that's not even that big, honestly. And like on his Facebook, he has that he's self-employed. He went to clown school, and that he went to Hellgate High School from a town called Hell, Michigan.
Weird fact, guys, but getting into clown school is harder than getting
What
into.
the fuck? Why do you know this?
Hold on, it's harder than getting into. What's that one, like, really, really top school that everybody says that they want to go to? Like all the smart kids?
Fuck. Damn. This is why I don't go there. I know what you're talking about. The big ass university that it's like, fuck, I'm blanking a blank on it.
Me too, but it's harder to get to than most of these top, like, schools in the world. And the only reason I know is because Steve-O went to it and I watched him talk about it. But anyways, dude, that shit would be fucking crazy. Like, I understand that he hasn't killed nobody, and it's like it really gets you to
From
the
what
point.
I've seen, he hasn't killed anybody.
Well, and it really gets you to the point where it's like, okay, you don't want to kill nobody. It seems like you don't want fame, you don't want glory. Like, I wonder if it was an individual that maybe was bullied or was like
Harvard.
terrorized.
Are you talking about Harvard?
Harvard University.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Sorry.
You guys.
Harvard, Stanford, all those universities. It's harder than.
Yeah, to get to into clown school than any of those.
How do you know this?
Steve-O, he was talking about it, and he told his dad that he was going to like clown school,
Mm-hmm.
and his dad was kind of like, I don't know if he was talking shit about it or not, but Steve-O was like, dude, it's harder to get into that than fucking any university you can think of. So it's like, damn. Shout out to the fucking clowns. They are geniuses. But anyways, it seems like maybe he was like terrorized by the people there or like made fun of. So that's why he's like, I'm not really trying to go out for glory or anything. I'm just trying to give them what they gave me.
Okay.
Which is crazy because it's like, I wonder if like the red balloons maybe signify like this person was the one that fucking did this, or this person
is safe, or
yeah, like what did they actually mean? Like, if you're really going out and have a plan, like obviously he has to have a plan because it's like you're not
since
doing this for
2021
nothing.
though.
Well,
Well, now he's daring the cops.
that's
So
what I'm saying. Like he wants
what if he
something out
wants
of
to
it.
kill the cops or somebody like you said? What if one of those cops is his childhood bully?
Well, I mean, I think it's more like he wants to challenge everybody, like especially the cops, maybe just to signify like
I'm
you
top
guys aren't.
dog.
Well, not that, just to like maybe even put it into the cops' perspective, like you guys aren't doing your job right.
It could be
So
just a
maybe like,
citizen that's like, our system is ass. So
yeah.
if you guys can't even catch this fucking clown, that just goes to show how much you guys are ass.
Well, and then it also a different perspective on it because it's like you said since 2021, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he's been on the loose for 2 years now, terrorizing all these people, and
And
it's
it's
like
pretty weird
you.
because it's like, how are you not gonna notice this fool putting balloons, tying them, like walking around? Because if it's in a town like your town, I'm pretty sure somebody would have to see something at one point.
Well, I mean, it all depends because like in my town, it's more of a religious town, and everybody kind of like most people go to sleep like at 8 type shit or
True.
true like really early, you know. And the streets are really vacant. There's not a lot of lights because it's not a big town. Like, so I can see how he gets away with it, but at the same time, it's like, dude, like 3 years you guys haven't been able to catch him. He has his own Facebook. Like, you guys are gonna tell me you guys can't track him through that shit.
That's what was funny. Like,
He's using the McDonald's fucking
he
Wi-Fi.
really made the Facebook out of everything. But yeah, so which one did you say was more scary?
I would say that like after watching that video, you guys, for
It really
me, like
disappeared out. It like came out of nowhere, huh?
it like came in like the middle of the path, and
Mm-hmm.
then it started going off to like the side when they like the spirit itself noticed that they were being seen.
Like, oh shit, people.
Which is like that's what I wonder, like if spirits, there's some like I understand they would need help and they want to get out of like our world and go to the spirit world, but at the same time, like
Oh.
I wonder if there's some that like, you know how it says some people don't know about God and shit, so they can't move on from this
They're
world.
stuck.
So I wonder if they're stuck and they like once they're seen, they're like, oh shit, like I'm not supposed, like if they have their
Like,
own rules.
like they accidentally opened a portal or something, like kind of like the Flash, but like let's say the ghost. Okay, think about it this way, because ghosts everywhere, demons everywhere. Like, these are things can be in our homes, outside our homes, like even in stores, at works, like at jobs. I mean, like spirituals everywhere. Spirituality is everywhere. So it's like, let's say this ghost was like going on his nightly stroll, and like he accidentally freaking whatever they do to be seen accidentally did that, because let's say he was minding his business and then like he forgot that he was supposed to hold it down.
Right.
And so once he like seen that, oh shit, these people literally just saw me, that's why he ran away and like disappeared as fast as he could. So what it's like for us, it's like, oh shit, a ghost, and for him it's like, oh shit, humans. Like,
right.
you
Yeah, I
know.
can see. Well, I kind of think about it like maybe we don't leave Earth necessary, but we go into a different dimension within Earth. And you know how like there is such thing as like portals that can get us through Earth and like through the spirit realm and shit like that. Like I honestly wonder if when like just like you said, like if they get scared of us because to us we're ghosts to them.
Well, not even that. Like, let's say that fool seen one of his homies get fucking trapped in a box, those pivot box, whatever they're
Oh
called.
yeah.
And he's like, oh hell no, this bitch about to Ghostbusters my ass right now. Like, bye. Like, what if that's for like those people that are stuck? Like, they see that shit happen and they're like, oh no, like I don't want to. I'm a good ghost. Like, don't mess with me. Like,
I'm
please,
Casper, bro.
please
Come on.
don't do nothing to me. And they're literally like over here scared too.
Well, that's true. Like, but it's just I don't know. Like I feel
For me, the scariest thing would still be the clown.
you.
The ghost, no matter how far you fucking run, where you go, that can follow you, attach itself to you, find you. The clown is fucking like, you can prevent this, but it's like, can you outrun me? Can I outrun you? Do you have a gun? Do you not have a gun?
Well, I feel like
Is there more of you? Is it just you? Like, where am I gonna go? Do you have a car? Will you follow me? Like,
I feel like that's
you
why
know.
it makes it a little less scary for me because it's like if I can outrun you or maybe I can't, like, and you tackle me, like, I'm gonna get my licks in at least. Like, I'm gonna try to fucking punch you and run, you know? But from a ghost, it's like, dude, you could throw me across the fucking river, like, one whoosh. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what I'm fighting, so I could be punching fucking air and you're over
And
here
then it's
like,
like,
bitch, you're
imagine
going
like
through
for the
me.
couple that's like with the dog, because in the video it doesn't have audio, but I want to know how the dog reacted.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, cause like I wonder if the dog was crying because I know if it was like Ranger, he would either try to
Stand
pull
still and be
himself
like, "Oy."
from us or like try to go towards it.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of animals have that instinct of just run towards it, try to catch it, and it's like,
Have you ever had a pet that you know it's seen something?
um,
Do you have a story like that for us?
okay.
Or maybe your mom was with one of your pets or your brother and they're like, yo, like, let me tell you what happened.
So most of my dogs, like in my brother's room, which is like the smaller room in the house. When we used to go in there, like I used to have that room sometimes when my mom would be okay with him, and then when she would get mad, she would throw him in the little room. And for me personally, in that room, I kind of feel like the walls talk. Like for some reason, I could be in there and I just hear like people talking, and it's like fuck this, like. And my dogs would kind of just go in there and kind of just like stare like at the different corners of the room or like just at the fucking closet. So it
Mm-hmm.
would be like creepy as fuck, you know.
The closet in your room did scare me.
But it's not the purple room; it's the other room.
I know.
Yeah, like
That time when I was like switching stuff over to the other room,
yeah,
that
like
closet was scary.
so. I don't know like why they would just do that, but
And
w-
it's a big closet.
yeah,
It's a decent sized closet.
I think it's just because of like the sides being so dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the thing that makes it
Sorry,
more
but
fucking
continue.
creepy. But they would kind of just stare off to it, and then one of my dogs one time, I won't tell you guys what drug it did, but it did a drug.
I want to know.
It
Is it
did,
the one that you gave LSD to?
yeah. So he basically licked it off the floor, and when we went into my mom's room because we were all
But
looking
you
for
said it
it.
was more than a tab, no? Like,
Well, for him it would be way more because he was so small. Like,
oh, but it was just a tab.
yeah, like imagine Star on a tab.
But like, did you guys never find it, or once it fell, he's like, ooh.
No, like once it fell, our friend that was living with us at the time, he said that like he seen him and like licked the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, dude, like after that we couldn't find it at
Ooh.
all at all. So it was like, what the fuck? And when we went to my mom's room because he was kind of more like my mom's dog, we went in there and he was like at the feet of her like bed, and this fool was staring just like not even at us, like staring off to the side, not scared but just intrigued like a motherfucker. So I don't know if like he was just tripping that hard or if it was like, yo, like I see somebody and like they're petting me or something, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you don't know, like, that's what I'm saying. I feel like there's spirits around us everywhere and
But you
shit.
said that he was at the closet.
No. Like that was a different time when he took the L.
Mm-hmm.
He was just kind of staring like in my mom's
But
room.
what's a time that, like, have you ever had a time where they for sure, like, you're
Yeah,
like, oh, this is not
my
good.
black dog, her name was Princess, and it was like that it was starting like to rain and shit, and she hated thunder, and there was like hella thunder that night, so we would hear her running from one side of the room to the other. And on one of those times they like she ran, we kind of heard our front door, and our like my mom's door doesn't like when
It doesn't.
no, like
Yeah,
when it
because
opens
I've
and
never
closes.
heard it.
Yeah, so like that night, like we heard it, and then we heard dun, 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 into like the other room. So I was kind of like, for me, I always consider myself to be freaking out at night for no fucking reason. So I was like, dude, I'm just freaking out for no reason. And my mom went over to my room and she's like, yo, fool. She's like, come sleep in the room. And I was like, okay. So I went to her room and I just slept on my side of the bed and she slept on her side of the bed. And then my dog was just running back and forth. And on one of those, like, she ran. And then, like, you heard the door, like,
Slam?
shut. Yeah, like, not slam, but, like, kind of, like, close. And it wasn't the front door. Like, it was the room all the way at the end of the fucking house.
Was your brother home?
No, like, my brother was locked up at the time. And I was like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, I swear to God, I heard that. And then out of nowhere, like, you kind of hear my dog kind of scratching. And
To
then,
your mom's
no,
door or
like,
the outside door?
the door all the way, like, my brother's
Oh,
room.
uh-huh.
Like, you could hear her
Wait,
kind
but
of
when you heard the
scratching.
like, was it the
The
front
front door.
door?
And then when I heard it the second time, it was, like, his room door.
Oh, uh-huh.
So I was like, what the fuck? And, like, you could
They
tell,
let me
like,
out on parole.
she was, like, scratching at it, like, if it was closed. And then you heard her, like, and, like, biting on something, like, trying to pull it. So,
from
like,
under the fucking door?
no. Like, she was in the room with it, like, messing with something. And, like, we didn't know what it was at all. And, like, once she ran, she got, like, halfway through the room. And then, like, I just remember hearing psst, and, like, some glass dropping. And, like, in the middle of the hallway between the dining room and, like, the living room, we found a fucking jar just, like, broken. So it was like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, if somebody had thrown it at her, and, like, she was like, and went into the room, and, like, she was never the dog to go under the covers. Like, she would always stay on the top, and she fucking ran, like, under the covers and got, like, under with me. And my mom got up, and she went over there, and she was like, I swear I don't think she's the one that fucking broke this, because, like, there's no glass around her. There's nothing that she pulled on to break it. Like, this was in that room. And, like, the door was, like, barely open enough to where, like, she got out, and it was, like, halfway open and closed. And it was, like, what the like, my heart was just fucking dropped, because it was, like,
so
dude,
what,
like,
did you guys just lock yourself in the room or what? Like,
my mom went in there and put a candle in there from Mexico, like, one of those blessed candles and shit, and just...
like a one with a santo on there, or like...
No,
what
like...
do you mean?
It was just a... I don't want to say, like, a regular candle, but it kind of just looked like a regular candle. But it was blessed by, like, her friend that's, like, a bruja in a way. So it kind of was just to clear everything up. And then, yeah, like, it was crazy. But after...
Said, fuck your dog. Threw a whole ass fucking...
After that...
Oh, hell no. I'd go fight a fucking ghost. Like, you're supposed to, like, show that you're not scared and shit. I would have been like, don't fucking... Like, the thing is, I know, like, lately even more. Like, before I used to not... I know it's kind of like daring it, but I'm not. More just like, you better fucking not. Like, I'll talk to shit and be like that. I'll be like, leave me the fuck alone. You're not... I don't allow you to be here like that. So
Whoa.
I'll do that. But like, if I see them trying to hurt my dog, I'll go up to a ghost and tell them, do not fucking touch my kids again.
Well, like, I seen some shit, like, go down and shit, like, even with my family.
I've never heard
like,
that before, where they throw shit at animals. That's fucked up.
Yeah, and, like...
It's not your dog.
I've seen, like, spiritual shit happening in front of me and shit. And a lot with, like, my mom and my brother, like, whenever it gets, like, too out of hand or they feel like something's there, like, they'll start fucking cursing that out and the shit. And, like, to me being young, like, I always considered them, like, bro, you're fucking nuts. Like, how the fuck are you talking to
like
a ghost like that?
it's also like, fuck, like, you can whoop my ass right now, but you have to be like, nope.
Yeah, like,
nope,
so
nope,
fucking
don't
daring.
fucking talk
like,
to me.
I always consider my mom, like, a hard ass because it's like, bitch, like, you ain't scared of a fucking human and now you ain't scared of a
no
ghost.
ghost.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, you might be the devil herself. Like, the fuck? Like,
it's scary, but...
And, no, like, one time, some shit got into my mom and my brother was basically trying to get it out. And, like, the entity was just kind of, like, calling out my brother's daughter. And my brother kind of, like, instantly, like, you could tell, like, it switched up inside of him.
It triggered him.
And he was like, don't fucking talk about my daughter, like, grabbing my mom's hair, like, super, super hard. And my mom was like, unconscious. And she was like, is she at the park? Where is she? Where is she? And, like, my brother fucking, like...
And I believe it because, like... Your mom loves her, so I don't think she would ever, like, wish bad on her, like, threaten anything about her either, so it's believable.
It was crazy because, like, it was asking for her, like, if she's okay, like, where is she at?
Like taunting her, like, oh, like, yeah, is she really okay right now?
I feel like, yeah, like,
know where she's
mental taught to my mom, and then to my brother, it was like, aha, like, I see it kind of shit. And my brother kind of, like, I swear to God, like, pimp slapped the fuck out my mom, like a straight G. Like, and for us, like, yeah, we've had situations where, like, your mama hits you and, like, you just grab onto their wrist and you're like, don't fucking touch me, like, get the fuck off.
And
like,
even for them, they're like, oh my God, you're hitting me.
Like, my mom has never been to the point where she says that. At first she'll be like, let go of me, let go of me. And you just know, like, bitch, if I let go of you, you're
You're
gonna
gonna
try to
swing even
swing, you
harder.
know. So like, there's times where like we've let go of her and she fucking swings and we'll duck or we'll move and shit. And like at that point, my brother fucking smacked her like hard as fuck. And my mom kind of like came back to like realization. She's like, "Whoa, like what the fuck happened?" And like my brother kind of just started gathering up his stuff and was like, "Nothing, you're good." And like my mom knew what had happened in a way. Like she felt in her gut. She just couldn't explain it. And like me being young, like I was kind of like, dude, like I could have lost my mom right there. Like, how would I even explain like, oh well, my mom is a demon now, or like a demon took her soul and my mom's dead. Like, you
There's a show
know?
I like to watch. I forgot where I watched it, and it's like basically this lady gave birth to the Antichrist, and like
Yeah, I
you
seen
know that
that.
one show that we were watching where the girl's like a fucking like she fights and
Mm-hmm.
shit, and like her dad's literally the devil, and the devil wants to like have
Her
his daughter
soul, yeah,
take
like
the.
he wanted his daughter to basically sell her soul to him and basically merge with her so they could take over her world. But he was like, no, like I just want my daughter, and like
Supposedly, but
it,
he had an
she,
end goal. Like
yeah,
if
like
she wasn't gonna give him the soul, he's all like, I at least want you to take over my throne. But um, do you have another story of your animals or no? Because that's
um,
pretty interesting. I like that. I don't like
there's
it happening, but
there's that one, and then not necessarily with like my animals, but whenever we seen animals, like I don't know if it's just for us or like Hispanic households like believe in the owl being a really bad thing. But for us, it's always like whenever we hear or see an owl, like it
no, not like that. I'm saying like because we already talked about that on the last podcast. I'm saying like that to where your dog felt or
notices
seen
it.
something. Uh huh.
Um, I can't say I had another
Let me see
experience
if I
like
could
that.
come up with one. Cause mm, I do have some. There's like, and it happens to me often because it's more like I said, like I know I cuss stuff out and like do all this and that. Um, but when I'm by myself, it's not because I feel more scared when I'm by myself. But like for sure, like there are a lot of times for me, it's like stuff goes like it's active at night for me. Like I feel like more stuff comes out at night in a way, or maybe that's because I put the attention to it that it comes out more at night. But for sure, like I feel like throughout the nights, I wake up when something does come around, and it's like I'll wake up, and there's times where I'm like scared because like oh like it's dark or something or like whatever. But there's times when I wake up scared and my heart's jumping, and I know like I'm not by myself. Like yeah, people are here and like there's animals in the house, but it's like I know something's here. And most of the time like I can confirm it when I know that my animals are awake. Like if my dog's in here, all of a sudden I'm awake and now he's awake. I didn't wake him up. I didn't call him. I didn't do nothing, but he's already awake and moving around. Or like there's times where I do feel that and then I wake up, and if my dog's not in here or something, my cats will come to the door and start meowing. And so when it is like that, I like to have I if I don't have my animals, I'll go ahead and bring them in, and then they'll be like they say you know how they say that the animals can see stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes like when I know where it's at, that's the way they'll position themselves, like to lay down, like to face that way. And usually it's like by my door. And so like once that's like that, I'm like, you know what, leave me alone, get out of my room, we're sleeping. And then I'll just like try to go back to sleep. But if it's like where it kind of like freaks me out, and most like it may seem like I'm lying or stuff, but it's at 3 o'clock, like I'll wake up, I'll check my phone, and I'm like, this makes sense, get out. And then I'll have my animals, and then they'll like just be in here. But there's also been times to where it's like um I don't think I've ever had a time where like my animals bark or meow or something when something's around. I feel like it's happened. The only time I've had it happen like that is like there has to be a big entity or something that comes around, because then all the animals will start barking like on the street. And then
Oh.
it's like I had the feeling that something was here, but like I don't know where all the animals on the whole street are barking or something like that.
Right, right, right.
I've never had it to where just my animal is like barking or meowing. Like I feel like the second that they come around me and I also give the like fuck off attitude, it's more like, all right, now we're all in here, leave us alone.
The whole block is over here. Like, get the fuck out.
Yeah, but like to where I've had it like that, like how you said, where your dog went and like was fucking with it or like barking at it. I've never had something like that.
I feel like it was her, like, give up or fight. So she was like, dude, like, I'm already trapped in here with you. Like,
Fight or flight. Oh, true. Like, what
what
if it was
else?
trying to fuck with your dog?
Yeah, like, what else can I do other than, like, charge?
Whew, spooky dooky. But yeah, for sure the clown. I say the clown. That's where that got to. But the streets aren't always gonna be scary, guys. Let me tell you something that's gonna come to the streets near us. Well, not near us. They haven't announced where, but I think this is pretty cool because Netflix is gonna go ahead and they're gonna have like their own little store mall type of thing. Have you heard about it or no? Have you seen
Not
new videos or
really.
anything?
I've seen videos of, like, the one that they opened in California, which is, like, a cafe,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty dope because it's like, dude, like, it is themed out after, like, certain
It's
areas.
Netflix Bites. That's what you're talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't know the name, but I knew it was, like, something to do with Netflix. And I thought that was pretty cool, like, being able to go into certain areas of, like, restaurants and shit and being able to see, like, some of your favorite shows, like, in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like everybody as a kid either watched, like, Wizards of Waverly Place and, like, seen the fucking sandwich shop downstairs. So it's like,
Oh yeah.
you see what I'm saying? Like, and I know that for a while I believe Disney had, like, a theme about it.
Are
where,
you
like,
serious? They had
I-
the actual shop?
I believe
I think
so.
you're tripping. I've never heard of that. I think you're tripping.
I might be tripping.
Maybe
but,
that was like a fantasy of yours or something.
well, maybe, like, in the works because I know, like, Universal Studios, how they have, like, actual streets and
Oh,
shit, you
like
know?
the Simpsons bar with the donuts.
Yeah, like, all that shit. Like, so it's something cool that Netflix
Yeah,
is doing.
it feels cool like that when you are and you're like, oh, I feel like I'm in my cartoon.
Yeah, like, it would be pretty dope to just go in there and do, like, stuff like that, or even be served, like, stuff from the actual shows.
So they did do that, the Netflix Bites. It was in Hollywood, California. They opened up like this year, but now what Netflix is trying to do, and they're trying to make this happen by 2025. So honestly, like we're already about to be 2024, so that's a year away from now. So whew, everything's happening so fast. But they went ahead and announced that they're gonna do like a retail slash dining slash experience place. So they're also gonna have like merch there for like your favorite shows. So it looks pretty big, like from the picture that like they want it to look like. So basically, like what Netflix is trying to do, they're trying to have, like you said, the theme food. Um, they're gonna have the merch. They're gonna have activities. So the way they explained it was pretty cool. They want to go ahead and like engage. Because you know how Netflix was like the first streaming service, like they're the ones that popped it all off.
Right.
So they're trying to basically stay number one for like streaming services and shit like that. So that's what they're trying to go ahead and do. They're trying to make it next level to where they're back on top. So they want it to be more like engaging, more to go ahead and grab their audience and like capitalize off like their original content that they make. You know how they have Netflix originals and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
To go ahead and make more money off of that stuff too. They're gonna go ahead and try to bring it out with this new place that they're making. And then the one that you're talking about, Netflix Eats, that was like an experiment to what they were planning with this new place. It was like a little, let's see how it goes with this small thing. So they get to go ahead and, well, the people get to go ahead and they're gonna explore like the worlds that they watch on TV, because they're gonna bring it to life for all of us. So the way that they explain it, they're like, you can go ahead and have a Stranger Things like meal, like arrange like maybe some bomb ass fucking waffles, like layers of them, and they're gonna have like what 11 blood on it or something. Like they're gonna go ahead and make stuff like that. So they said you could basically go ahead and eat that, and then once you're done eating, you could go do a Squid Games obstacle course.
Oh,
so you're gonna have shit like that, or maybe like they didn't say this, but maybe like for because I've been thinking about Hunger Games for some reason. Maybe they're gonna have like archery class or like we could get into like something that we would want to see after this, but so yeah, they're gonna go ahead and try to open that in 2025, and that's basically like what they're trying to make out of it. So you can watch shows there, you can go eat at the places like your shows, and then you can interact with stuff like in the shows that you've seen. So that being said, like I brought up the Hunger Games, what do you think would be something cool to either eat or do in the Netflix place based on their shows?
Ooh, on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Because I don't really watch Netflix originals like that.
I don't either, but
Is Wednesday a Netflix original?
I think so. I think it might be. I think a cool one would be The Last of
Ooh.
Us. You know how that one was based in a school and they had like all the zombies and shit?
Mm-hmm.
Some shit like that
That's
would
what
be
I was
pretty
thinking.
fucking
Like
dope.
going back to like the Stranger Things. Like, what if you can go into like a laser tag with demigorgons and stuff like that, or like how you said the zombie ones? You could go ahead and have paintball with fucking The Last of Us going into their school or something.
I think that would be pretty sick. For food things, like I don't remember much of their like things with food, but
Mm-hmm.
if I would have to pick like from
Any
and
show or something. It doesn't
um
necessarily have to be a Netflix original.
you know the one thing I always
I
thought.
think it is just Netflix original. Sorry, I'm not sure.
So if we weren't to do it like a Netflix original just on any show, I would choose the fucking SpongeBob fucking milkshakes that they get. Those big ass ones that look like a face and shit.
What are you talking about?
You ever seen the episode where Patrick and SpongeBob go to the ice cream shop and they fuck up like a bunch of ice cream?
I'm sorry.
Damn.
I'm sorry, but no. Or what if like the game? You know how Netflix has games on it now?
Uh-huh.
They could have like a whole arcade based on those games, or like maybe make it 2 players or something like that. I think it's pretty cool. One thing that I would let me think about. Oh, you know how they have Big Mouth?
Oh yeah.
So what if like for Big Mouth they have like, maybe this is something you don't want to take your kids to, but like they'll have a room where it shows stuff like the actual informational clips about Big Mouth, and they could go ahead and be like, oh, here's a Netflix tampon or something, or like, oh, like this is what you do when your body's doing this, or look at how this fool went through it on the show, like, I don't know, but
I mean,
stuff like that. Obviously, that I don't think, like I said, I don't think that would be a good idea because it's still kids.
I'd be down to try that fucking Squid Games cookie that they have.
Dry ass cookie and shit. Or like, oh, you know how in Black Mirror is Netflix original, right?
I think
What
so.
if they make you go through shit like that in Black Mirror where you have to live like that, or like, in that interactive to where it's like, oh shit, this is kind of, this is kind of scary.
Well, the thing is like, do you remember how there was that show
Love and Robots?
Yeah, like
Love,
that.
Death, and Robots.
That would be something cool. Like if it was like a robot themed area where you get to see like those robots come out and shit.
Ooh, I don't know. Like if, like I said, like the Black Mirror. Like I have. Did you see all the Black Mirror? No.
No, I only watched a little bit with you.
There's this one where like Miley Cyrus is like a little robot in there, and she'll do everything, and she can move, and this bitch makes it far. Like she'll go from house to house type of shit. So if you want to bring up the technology that we see in the shows, that's
That'd be pretty sweet, huh?
a little intense. That's scary because I already seen the shows. I'm gonna look at it like, I know what you can do, bitch. Fuck you. But sock that shit, pour some water on it, kick it. I don't know. It's kind of scary, but yeah, guys. Let us know if you would go to the Netflix hangout spot. Netflix Bites. Again, that was a little prototype. Now they're bringing out the real shit. I actually sound like, I think that's fun. That sounds really fun to go ahead and go do.
I think it's gonna be like a Universal Studio thing
Mhm.
where it's
It
gonna
looks
be
huge.
like shops around there with the food areas and shit like that. So I think it would be pretty sick to actually go and see like what they have in there.
Instead of like a building. True, because like the building, I feel like if you could actually walk around and like go into the shops, that's pretty more cool than like it being like in a mall building.
I think so too. Like it would be just a better like theme all around because you get the experience of actually walking and going into seeing different things. And like you said, they have a lot of shows like Netflix specials to them, and it's like I wonder if they're gonna make one for that serial killer, the Dammer.
Oh, Dahmer. Oh, that was an original too, huh?
Yeah, so I wonder if it's gonna be
Like an
like
escape room.
yeah, like that would be
Oof.
pretty sick. Like new escape rooms based on that shit. Like, but it seems like an overall cool ass thing. Like I would go to the fucking
I'd be
Squid
down.
Games thing. That
If you guys
seems
would be
sick.
down, let us know. Drop a comment and or just drop something in the Google form and tell us what you would want to hear from this or see from the new Netflix hangout spot. Um, let's go ahead and drive into our dream segment. Okay, fuck it, skirt. Um, with this dream segment, I want to ask people, what's a recent dream you've had, or one that you have had in the past that has stuck with you. So, with this dream segment, you yourself can also go ahead and drop your dream. It's listed in our bio in the Google Forms. Drop your dream, like I said, 100% anonymous. Anonymous. There you go. I have yet to have somebody drop a dream. It's almost 30 episodes deep, guys. Drop a fucking dream. Nobody's gonna know who you are, not even me, myself, or I. I'd really appreciate it. That way we can go ahead and have more dreams other than myself at this point, guys. I'm giving you too much of me. Give me a little bit of you. Give me some interaction. Um do you want me to tell my dream first, or do you have a dream
You
lined
can
up?
start it first.
Okay. I wrote it down again, guys. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Sorry. Very unprofessional. But it's already open. Okay, so before anybody makes me look bad or I make myself look bad, let me explain. I had somebody in my dream who was a guest on here before, and his if you guys have heard this episode, it's the homie Abel. The reason Abel was in my dream this time is because I had recently shared a post.
Shout out to the boy Abel though.
I had recently shared a post for him because he was gonna be like a talker or something like in his church, and like I don't know if it was his first one or something. It kind of made it he kind of made it look like it was his first time doing it. So I was like, you know what, let's help the homie out, give a little shout out. So I shouted out his like poster that he had posted to get people to go. So I don't know if it was right before I fell asleep or it was that same day, but point is, this is why this fool's in my dream. So basically, I had a dream this week, and it was kind of weird, honestly. It was really like intense, but it was pretty cool. And this week I didn't really smoke, so I tried testing out that. Not really. I couldn't re-up. So I had to cut back. With this week, I did realize I dreamt a little bit more because I smoked a little bit less. So if I get desperate, guys, I'm gonna stop smoking a little bit to get more dreams for y'all. So basically, the way my dream started is I don't know where it started. From what I wrote down, this is what I really can get out of it. So we were like in this forest, and we had built a cabin. Like my uncle had just finished building a cabin. Like why we're in the forest and why we built a cabin, I don't know, but must be nice, Um,
Goals as fuck.
literally, I don't know how I got here, but we're out here. And so they said Rome wasn't built in a day. Well, my uncle's cabin for sure was. Um, so yeah, so we ended up having a huge like party, I guess, a housewarming party. I don't know. Point is, we all got lit. Um, and yeah, so for some reason, Abel pulled up, and Abel's literally the one that told us, guys, yo, I'm good off the functions, fuck this. Like, well, he didn't say it like that, but, basically like more of a homebody now. So it was kind of funny to me that you guys will see why this is so ironic that Abel played the role that he played in my dream. Um, so at one point, like, out of nowhere, like, this fool was faded. Like, all I remember was Abel was faded to the point to where like he couldn't walk, And it was like, I don't know what the fuck I was doing, like, at this party. Because at one point, it didn't even look like a family party. This shit was like a rager. So, he got hella drunk, and then I was like, we can't just leave this fool here. So I was the one that babysat. Um, and basically, like, throughout my dream, I basically had this fool, like, on my shoulder and, like, not like carrying him, but like dragging him on my shoulder type of thing. I don't know how to explain it, but you know, when you have that drunk homie, you know. Um, so basically, yeah, he was faded, and then like at one point we started doing fireworks, and so the fireworks were like big as fuck, and like there was so many people there at this fucking cabin that we just built, and then out of nowhere, like the trees started burning down all over it, like they lit into a big ass flame. Like we started a forest fire.
You basically had like a Project X movie.
Did they burn stuff in there too?
No, but it was like a big ass rager to where like
Well, yeah,
hella shit went
basically.
wrong.
Well, this went really wrong because we started a whole forest fire, and so when we were trying to leave, I guess it wasn't an accident. There was people trying to freaking like go after Abel. I don't know if it was just Abel or no, actually, correction. Now that I'm remembering it, they were getting more than just Abel. They were getting other people. Basically, it was like people attacking us for some fucking reason. And so yeah, everybody started getting beat up. Like, I don't know, we started getting attacked basically at the party. Fucking haters. So we were like fighting everybody off. Everybody was fighting, you know. And so because Abel was so faded, I was like, fuck, like we gotta get out of here. And I remember at one point, like we started running, like, and it wasn't even inside the cabin. I don't know where we were, like in this building. And I was just like, fuck, like I was carrying this fool trying to get him out to his car so he, I don't condone drunk driving, but this fool was gonna drive out one way or another. So, at one point, like we get out of the building and we're like in this big ass parking lot. Like I said, we started off in a forest, we went into a building, and all of a sudden we're at a big ass parking lot. Like I said, I had noticed Abel because he was in a car club, so I've seen his car before. Well, actually, the car that was in my dream wasn't even his car. It was still a G, but it was like a blue G. Like, I don't know where I've seen this G before, but it was like a baby blue. Like, I've never seen a G this color. So I literally fucking throw that fool in his car and he starts driving away. In my dream, I see him hitting shit. Like, I see him and I'm like, oh, okay, this fool's good. I'm gonna go save myself. Literally. So he drives off, and so when I go back, like, cause I'm like, dude, like I gotta go help my uncle, like they're taking his house. So um yeah, once I go back, oh, and they were trying to get Abel too. They were trying to kill him. Like, they were killing everybody, but like at one point, like, I guess because like I was taking him somewhere, they were trying to kill him even more. I'm not sure. Abel, I swear I don't got beef with you. That's just the peoples that was there, not me. So yeah, and then let's see what else I wrote turned out. Okay, so yeah, I'm over here fighting back and like trying to, like, you know, get the land back or whatever. And then out of nowhere, like I get captured at one point. And throughout this whole thing, there's this girl like trying to help us and tell us where to go. Like when I was back with Abel, she's like, yeah, if you go here, you'll make it out. So she still ended up helping us in a way, or more like helping him. I'm not sure. But this bitch, so I get caught up, right? And they take us to this place where they're making everybody sit down and eat. And like at one point, this girl, like out of nowhere, she looks at me and she's all like out of nowhere, she starts demanding me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, bitch, we were just helping each other. Like, what are you doing? And then everybody goes up to her and they're like, your majesty and shit like this. So basically, she stabbed me in the back because she was literally behind everything the whole time. And like it was just like so manipulative. Like I really, it genuinely like wanted to sock this bitch because I'm like, it's you, like that type of feeling. And so basically, she wanted me to join them to survive. So she wanted me to join their clique of fucking hooligans, whatever the fuck they were doing, these people that try to take the boat or whatever. And yeah, I don't know what ended up happening like during that dinner, but I ended up like beating her ass, and then we got the land back. And like throughout, like I forgot to mention, like in the middle of this, like before Abel left, um my family like got in my mom's truck and we got them all together and I told them to leave. And so they left, and then by the time like I took over again, like they came back and they're like, all right, let's go. Like this place is already burnt out. We all got in the car. I don't know where Abel came back, and like wow. Oh, another thing. I'm remembering this dream as I go, guys. So like when I'm fighting back and trying to like once I found out who like the boss was of this whole thing, Abel comes back in his car, and this is how we started. This is how we overthrew her. Cause Abel came back in his car and started hitting people, like at the diner and stuff. And I was like, all right, now's our chance. And then that's how we ended up taking it back. And so, since his car got fucked up, everything was already burning down. There was bodies everywhere. My family came back in my mom's truck. Me, Abel, got in the car, and then like, it was just like, all right, bye. All I remember, like the only people that I really seen in my dream were me, Abel, my mom, and my uncle. But it felt like everybody else was still there with us.
Surprisingly, your mom wasn't the one behind it all.
Literally. Literally. It was just like, it was so weird. But I guess like because I've been like having my mama's mouth, like name in my mouth more. And like I've been talking, like planning stuff out with my uncle. So that's probably why they were like, basically I think all the people that I had really talked to and thought about that day were right there. So yeah,
if,
it was a pretty like crazy situation. We never went back to our cabin. I probably had the dream that it was a cabin because we just finished watching that movie too about the killers in the cabin, where that weren't actually killers. Yeah, so that's probably why the cabin was there. You see what I mean by what you watch fucking goes into your dream?
Well, I see it as like, you know how you said everybody was like in a way trying to get Abel. Like I wonder if it was because like on the post that you made, like it was a church thing. So it was
people
like,
had negative comments towards the homie type
like,
of shit.
not negative comments in a way, like hopefully everything went good and shit, and like everybody sent great vibes to him, but like in a way, like
Congratulations.
since he was like, his spirit is so pure and like in another level, like if it was like all the, in a way, negative energy or demonic energy like trying to capture him.
True.
And you kind of were like, no, like I have to make sure he's good, and then he'll save me
well, yeah,
one
because
day.
like when he came on the show too, a little, I don't know if it was on the mic or after, but he's like, yeah, I really like the reason how I ended up on this podcast is I wanted a platform and I wanted help promoting it. And then you messaged me, I messaged him, and so the way I see it too is like I come up, you come up. So if I can help you with what you want to do, that's why I shared his post. So probably.
And it's like, I wonder if like in a way you were just trying to make sure that since you kind of posted it, you were kind of like promoting him in a positive way. So it was like, oh shit, like helping him get away from all this negative stuff, you know?
Deep diving into these dreams, people, really deep diving.
But shout out to the homie Abel for his driving skills.
I didn't even think about that either. I was just like, oh, I posted this fool. That's why he's in my dream this night, like tonight.
Well, I mean, it's like everything like kind of has its own reason and shit. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, shout out to him. Hopefully everything went great. I bet it did and shit. For my dream kind of was like in a way the same, because like there was people just going after me. But I don't know if you ever seen the movie X-Men. Like the or Wolverine original or some shit like that, where the guy.
I've seen like a couple, not like full, but like clips here and there.
Do you know the guy that's like, even in comic books, his name is Gambit? Like he messes with cards, like kind of like a magician and shit.
Not that I can recall, to be honest.
So basically, he's just a magician that can like play with cards hella good, and he has a stick that is powerful and shit. And since like a kid, it just left a big ass impact on me, like how cool he just looked, like the way that he did everything and shit. And basically, since I was a kid, like since I could remember, my favorite toy was either Legos or just simply a broomstick.
I'd love to put a broom in your hand.
But a broomstick, now with the whole fucking broom and everything.
Okay.
And I would go outside and I could be out there for hours, like smacking the air and shit, just pretending that I'm smacking like a demon and stuff. Okay. And in my like dream, like it basically came back to that, like me being a little kid, but except I was like my age now, and everything was like trying to get to me and shit. and like out of nowhere, like I just extended my hand out, and, like this magical stick was like placed onto my hand,
Mhm.
and like it could go from like being a normal ass like powerful stick to being a gun to being a bow, like all this different shit, you know, which I thought was pretty cool. But like within my dream, like I was over here beating the fuck out of like all these people that were trying to get me, and I forgot like what the end goal was to my dream. Like I had to save something or get something or get away from something, like I don't remember. But like like the stick, once I threw like on the floor or like put it on both of my hands, you know how in Tron they have those bikes, like it turned into a Tron bike like that and shit. And like
Like SpongeBob said, imagination.
yeah, basically. And all I remember was like going up to like this fucking, it wasn't like a castle, but it was like burnt and like run down and shit.
Mhm.
And it was like a stone building, and like these two big ass fucking like giants, giants in a way, and also like from their back, like they grew out like legs, kind of like a spider.
Oh
But
my
like,
gosh.
yeah, like each one of the legs, like
was a human leg or spider leg?
no, like a spider leg, like type shit. But
Oh.
at the end, it
And
had
a
like
giant
yeah, it had
person or spider?
no giant, like a person.
Oh, that's
So it looked like a big ass like Spider Man in a
you
way,
had
but
a
like
night terror because that's some I don't know.
yeah, like and like each one of like the legs in a way had like a nozzle end to where
Uh-huh.
like it would spit like ice or acid or shit like
Mhm.
that. And like all I remember was like
Well, hell no, that's 8 different legs with 8 different powers.
yeah, like just staring at both of these things
That
and
sounds like a good movie.
people like all around me like trying to get to like that castle and like defeat these things. And like as we're going after, like everybody just charges like first, and I kind of just am like in shock to see these things. And I just see like how it grabs like people and like pick them up and like would just stick like these big ass fucking legs to their skulls, like literally.
Shanking them with the feet.
Yeah, but I was watching it like the Mortal Kombat finishers,
Mm.
like you know what I'm saying.
Oh.
And on one of those, like it picked up
Real spooky dooky.
it picked up, I believe it was like one of my uncles, and it kind of just like looked at me.
Do you
and
like
was-
this uncle?
Huh?
Do you like this uncle?
Yeah, I have no beef with none of my uncles.
Mhm.
And he kind of just picked him up and like put the nozzle.
Well, like, are you close with him?
Not really.
Okay, sorry.
And like put the nozzle like right next to him. And my uncle kind of like twisted over and looked at me, and he was like, "It's your fault." And like all of a
Fuck
sudden, like
no.
the acid fell, and like I could see how his like it went from like skin to like muscle to like just bone, like just slowly deteriorating down his face and shit. And like it fucking shocked me to the point where I was like, dude, like what the fuck, like what's going on? And then this giant, like instead of him being on his 2 feet, like he just fell back on his back and like started like running after me fast as fuck with like his 8 legs, like a spider basically, but with his head upside down just looking at me. So it looked creepy as fuck. Like
You're making my tummy turn.
yeah, like I couldn't explain it at all.
It's really demonic.
And like once I'm running and shit, like all of a sudden I stopped because like there was a ledge, and all I fucking imagined was like looking over the edge and like thinking like either I fall to my death or I fucking try to face this and die like trying, you know.
Mhm.
And like as soon as I fucking turn around, like I seen, like I felt, you know how when you feel things but you can't see the person, like you just know it's that certain person.
Okay.
Like I felt my brother in a way like in front of me. He like touched like right into like the middle of my core, and like my brother is a like believer of the Santa Muerte and shit. In a way, I felt like he just kind of like turned, like grabbed my energy and like turned himself into like her,
Shut the fuck
like right in
up.
front of me, and he like just staring at me, and I was staring at it, and I was just like and like we both just like charged at these like two different things, like fucking cutting it up and like throwing shit and, like
Well, like it was still the muerte or it was your brother?
like if my brother was to shapeshift into the muerte type shit.
Uh-huh.
So it was like weird as
So you know how you were like, sorry, but is that the end of the dream before I start like trying to break it down like you did?
no, like we fucking like started going after it, and then like I always respected it and shit, so it wasn't like scary or nothing. But like it looked back at me, and like I looked at it and it was just kind of like a we're at peace type of thing. Like, you know how like for a Libra, like our
More like
thing
it's
is
a
like a
neutral.
scale.
Uh-huh.
Like it felt like we're on two different sides of the scale, but we're like the same. And it just kind of like at that point, like we both felt like she kind of just slit like the top of her well, I forgot what those things are called that she holds, like that blade.
Um, I know what you're talking about. I forget what it's called too.
Yeah, like she hit it on the floor like perfectly, like slicing it down, and I hit the fucking dagger like straight down. Like my favorite color has always been purple. So like this fucking thing just like started to get purple like all up inside it, and like hers just kind of like grabbed black, and they just kind of like dispersed it. And it was just like at that like I woke up like just light, and yeah, it was pretty fucking crazy.
So your stick filled up with purple and her stick filled up with black?
No, like as soon as like we hit the floor, like everything around us kind of like her whole side of the circle was black.
Oh,
And made,
okay.
like a black like whoosh, and like the entity. Oh, sorry. The entity basically caught it, and inside of it, it bursted out blackness.
Do you think that because you were in trouble and he's your brother, he wanted to help you, but because you were getting and like you were getting it from something higher than both of you guys, that's why it was all like he made his deal with her, so that type of stuff, because um let's say like, yeah, because he is your brother, he wants to protect you and stuff, and because he made his deal with her, she helps her. So do you think that's why, like, when she tried to help you, it was because of him, and like he's gonna pay the price from her helping you? And that's why it was like, you know what, like, we're at peace because I know you're not asking me for the help, I know you're not disrespecting me, so it's just like we're mutual, and I'm helping you because of him, because he's gonna pay your debts type of shit.
Well,
That's pretty.
it kind of felt like more or less like, in a way, I had like the power. Like I don't want to say purple power, but in a way, like you know what I'm saying. Like I
You
had,
had your own energy.
like my energy
It's
was
not your power, it's your energy.
Yeah, like my energy basically was just, I'm not gonna say pure, but like it was, there's enough of it to where like her
Like,
energy was just like, okay, like we are the same thing. You
mhm.
know I exist, I know you exist. You're not trying to disrespect me, I'm not trying to disrespect you. Like you love me, I love you type of situation, to where it was like, okay, you're good.
Well, that's
I'm
what I'm
good.
saying, because it's like in the core of it, it's still like your brother in there type of shit.
Yeah, like I just kind of imagine it like, you know how there's always like that fight of good and bad.
Mhm.
Like for me and my brother, it's always been since little, like he's always the bad one and I'm always supposedly the good one, and like shit like
Mhm.
that. And it kind of felt like, even though we are different because of that, like I'm, in a way he was like, I'm good at being bad, you're good at being good. Like we're
True.
connected. Like we're really
You're
connected.
the yin and the gang.
Yeah, like, so it kind of felt like, even though like I felt like everything was against me and it was my own battle.
And it's funny because you're the Libra, you're the good at being good, and we're the Geminis, and we're the good at being bad. This is so true.
Well, I've always felt
That's
it, like,
probably like why our signs attracted to each other so much, because we really do balance each other out.
well, that's why I've always like liked my sign. Like I know there's people that don't like what they are, and it's like, the more you study it, the more you find things that you do like about yourself and you don't like about yourself. And for me, like growing up with the Gemini brother that is Gemini and then turns into Cancer sometimes,
Double the toxic.
it felt like with me and him talking and stuff, I've always been able to relate to Gemini as like, I put him on my scale, to where it's like, okay, I see where you're seeing it and I see what you're trying to mean. Like, and I feel like that's the hardest thing about being a Gemini, is like what you're trying to do to get that goal isn't necessarily always right, but your goal is in the right place, you know?
At the end of the day, the Geminis are always right. But we're going to wrap it up there for our dream segment. It was pretty intense. I feel like you definitely took this one this week. So don't judge us, guys. We don't know why our dreams are like this. but these are our dreams, and we're open with you about it. So drop yours in the Google form.
I'm gonna keep on the run. I'm gonna have me some fun. It cost me my very
This is
last
our new
dime.
segment, What Happens in Vegas. And so, with this segment, we go around asking couples, what's one secret you haven't told your couple before? It's 100% anonymous. And did I say it right? I don't know when
Anonymous.
the fuck I am or am not saying it right. No visuals. So I feel like if they were to have a camera on them, they'd be like, no, bitch, you're still gonna post this. No visuals, and it's just asking couples, what's one secret you've never told your partner before? So, insert clip here.
So basically, the question is, what is one secret or one embarrassing moment that you have kept from her?
Ooh. Yeah. All right. I wash them after, I promise. But sometimes they use one ply at their house. So sometimes I gotta use their towels or some shit. But I be washing them after. But that one ply ain't it, bro.
Sweet, thank you.
Okay, so basically it's for a podcast. You're not going to know the name of the podcast, and neither will your boyfriend. So I just wanted to go ahead and ask you, what's one secret that you've never told him? They
One
won't know.
embarrassing moment, what happened is that I went to his house. And
You plugged the toilet. I have a feeling you're going to tell me that. You did?
no.
Okay.
Okay. And so one time he asked if we can do it, and I couldn't because I was having I'm lactose intolerant. so I had to make up an excuse. This is when at the beginning. So I just had to make up an excuse. I was in the restroom for like an hour minimum.
At his house. And so he didn't know what you were doing? You were in there for an hour.
I was just telling him, I'm just fixing up my hair, just doing my makeup, like, don't worry. Like,
And you had the runs.
Loud music. I was just playing loud music. I was like, oh yeah, like.
Oh, se te estaba saliendo peditos and everything. You didn't think nobody in the house was gonna hear you, like, fucking blowing up the restroom? You didn't,
I
like...
have a feeling he knows, so.
Oh, yeah?
I think he just never questioned it. We were young. I'm surprised that he's still with me to this day. No lie.
I've been there. I've farted on my man before, and, like, that shit woke up both of
It's
us
not
up.
just a fart. Like, those, like, those wet ones.
Yeah.
I just couldn't.
Okay, no, that's for sure. I mean, that's a good secret no matter what. Thank you.
So the question is, what is one secret or embarrassing moment that you have kept from your lady?
Ah, shit, nothing, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you.
No?
I ain't got nothing. Open book.
Damn.
Open book, man. She know everything, you feel me? I ain't got nothing hidden, I ain't even gonna lie.
What's one secret that you've never told him before?
One secret I've never told him before? Damn, that's low-key a hard one. Hold on, wait a damn minute. One secret I ain't never told his ass before.
None of you guys will know, so it could get as juicy as it can get.
I want to lick his asshole so bad, but he won't let me.
Are you for real?
That's so for real. And
Like,
you don't know
you-
how bad I want it. Like, fresh
you
out the shower, you
Dead ass asked?
Yes. And
Okay.
he won't let me. But
Okay.
I want to so bad, and he thinks I'm joking.
I think you're fucking with me right now.
Like,
so serious.
I just want to be all up in there, like
So,
fresh
like-
out the shower.
So is it because he's ate your ass before, and that's
I
why?
want him to know what it feels like.
Okay. Do you know that a man's G spot
Isn't
isn't?
asshole? That's exactly why I want to do it. I want to be all up in there.
Honey, you're with him for life already. You're having his baby. Like
I
you
tried
are.
so hard to cover up my belly, but this shirt says yeah.
Okay, so what did he tell you, like, when you asked him? Was he like
fuck no, that's gay? And I was just like, it's just me and you.
right?
Like, but it's not technically a secret, but I think it's a secret because he thinks I'm joking. But the secret is I'm dead ass.
So you said that's one. Are you down to give me another one? If that's just your first secret, oh fuck.
I'm trying to think of another one.
Maybe like I tried licking it when he was asleep type of shit.
I
don't put it past you.
immediately. He's a light sleeper, man. He's a light sleeper. Okay, this is a fantasy. If he had a twin, I'd let both of them hit.
Tell me why. Tell me why my man asked me. He's all like, "What if there was people that looked exactly like me? Like, and how would you able to like? Would you be able to tell?" I was like, "No, if they look like you." And he's like, "What if they would try to fuck?" Hell yeah, I'd fuck like I'd fuck all of you. Like,
If he had a twin,
okay. So that's our secret.
So the question is, what is a secret or embarrassing moment that you have kept from her so far?
Well, we kind of together all the time. I don't know. I peed my pants a little on the first roller coaster we went on.
Yeah?
Yeah,
What was it?
it was at SeaWorld.
Oh, at SeaWorld.
Yeah, it was the Emperor.
Oh, shit. I never been there, but damn.
Yeah.
What's one secret you've never told him before? Like I said, he won't know, you won't know. This is just for us.
I tell him everything. I don't.
Is there like maybe an embarrassing moment that you've had and you never told him?
I peed myself till I was 11.
And you never told him?
No, it's never come up.
I don't know why it would. So like, was it because like nightmares or something, or like?
I would just have those dreams where you're in the bathroom and.
I had that, dude. I had that one like 2 months ago. Shit, like, so I don't fucking blame you. Are you scared that like do you guys sleep together?
No.
No. Are you scared that when it gets to that, like, have you ever had a boyfriend where you have slept with him like that? No. So what if like that happens like when? I don't want to jinx you.
No, but I think you'd be understanding. I don't think you would.
Okay, that's
Make
cool.
fun of me a little bit.
I would too. My man made fun of me, so. All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
So basically the question is, what is one secret or an embarrassing moment you've kept from her? You guys at the end of this won't know the podcast name or nothing, so she will never know basically.
Hold on. Let me think.
It's a hard one, trust me. She asked me and I was like, oh.
Hold on. Let me think. Let me see. I think I have one. I kept from her?
Yeah, or an embarrassing moment that you don't want to tell her yet.
Embarrassing moment?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I peed in the pool a couple of times.
I don't blame you for that. I had done it.
So basically, it's for a podcast. You won't know the name. He won't know the name. I wanted to ask you, what's one thing you've never told your couple before? Like I said, you guys won't know what each other says or anything like that. One secret.
That I haven't fully moved on from my last.
And has this been like did you guys just get together or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you still talk to him?
No, I'm just like not completely over it. You know.
Makes
I mean,
sense.
I really like him, but it's like, it's not like I don't think about the last one. You know. Yeah.
Grieving takes a long time. Even if the person's not dead, it's still some type of grief. So I appreciate it. Do you by chance have like an embarrassing thing you haven't told him yet since it's still kind of fresh?
Not that I can think of, honestly. No, I don't think so.
All right, thank you.
Viva Las Vegas!
All right, guys. Pretty fucking intense this week. More like TMI. It can't be TMI, but it's just like, I love when people are out of pocket and so honest with us, and it's really funny, and it makes art, because the way we do this, we like doing it on our date night, so other couples are out, having their own date, so it makes our date even more fun and like more interactive. So it's a cool new segment for us too. So
I felt like this week was just pretty funny. Like,
yeah,
we've
everybody
had-
was in a silly, goofy mood, to be honest.
we had a lot of funny ones before, but this week was just kind of like you said, in a way out of pocket, but at the same time not, because it's like
Like the dude that peed in the pool.
we've all done it. I don't want to hear nobody
we've
in
all
the
done
comment
it.
section be like, "Oh, I never done bullshit. You've done it. You pissed on
And
there
if
and
you've
swam
peed in the
it."
pool, you've for sure have peed in a lake before.
Facts.
I know it, okay, it is TMI. I'm putting my family on blast and stuff, but I find it so funny because most of the time when we go on on lakes and stuff like that, I don't know about you, but for me, like, the adults don't really get in the water. It's more like for the kids. So like I know that they have to use the restroom when they all of a sudden take a quick dip in the water.
They'd be like, "Oh, it's just to cool down."
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's because it's cooled down or the beer's getting to me just to wake myself up a little bit. Lying ass, bro. Like I know y'all came in here to do the restroom.
I feel like if you're in a lake, I feel like that's the easiest way a female can probably go in there and like just. Psst,
Okay, we're not gonna talk about us peeing. Sorry, guys, but this is true. It is because for you guys, it's like you could whip it out anywhere. For us, it's like, damn, we really gotta pop a squat and have our coochies near these fucking bugs.
For
No, thank
bugs
you.
and bushes and shit. But
Literally, no, thank you.
I feel like everybody's done it. If you want to be a lame ass bitch and tell us that you haven't on the comment
That's
section,
on you.
I like to argue.
Up.
But that I feel like
Would you let me eat your ass?
yeah. Even after we like heard
Yes.
no. After we
I
heard,
was about to say,
sorry.
I'm just kidding, but holy
After we
shit.
had that person tell us that,
Tell
me
me
and my
that. She
yeah.
told me that.
me and my lady kind of discussed about it, and she was like, "What would you do in that situation?" Honestly, like as a guy, like I feel like you guys would be joking, like even if I'm not the one getting asked the question. Like he said, like, "Man, you joking?" Like
Yeah, like she's
You
like, I
know?
still think it's a secret because he thinks I'm joking around.
but it's like,
I thought she was fucking with me the whole time. Till this day, I'm not sure if she was fucking with me or not.
well, I mean,
No, but she made it seem like she's like, no, I'm down.
the fact that she was like, and this is like my first time kind of hearing the actual audio. You know, she was like, "Oh, I want to get up in there," like right after he showers. I'm like, damn, like she's really fantasized
Yeah,
about
because you
this
thought about it
moment.
like I would rather eat the booty after the booty has been cleaned.
Well, I mean, at least she's cleaning, like eating clean booty. You know,
That's
like,
what, yeah. At least she's eating the booty, no booty flakes.
she got
Pero le
wash.
falta sazón, so just
She's out here like this SpongeBob meme. She gotta wash the booty, gotta clean the booty. But
what SpongeBob talks about cleaning his ass.
no, he's talked about cleaning something, but everybody like made it into a meme.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that one was kind of like, damn, that's kind of like out there for one of ours.
And then there was our couple who literally like they just kept peeing everywhere.
that kind of like once we
she's
talked
like,
about it, it
I
reminded me.
peed. Oh, it was the guy. No, that he was like, I peed.
Yeah.
Wait, what was one girl said that she peed the bed till she was 11, and then what was her man that he peed?
He peed it on the first roller coaster that they ever went on together, which is like for girls, like I know for guys, like once we go down like hills really fast or bumpy shit like that, like we get this like sensation in our lower stomach.
Are
that
you
it kinda,
serious?
Yeah, like
Well,
it
I think that's all of us, because like when you go down the hill on Bonanza, is that what you mean? The little butterflies?
yeah, like butterflies, like tickles, like around.
Okay.
Like it does kind of sometimes like have an effect on our urination to where it kind of like
Urination, Raider Nation.
to where like it makes
Urination.
it makes you kind of like feel like you have to pee. And I've heard like people be like, "Oh yeah, like if I go down a cliff too fast or whatever, like I pee a little bit."
That's probably why, because like when I was little, they took us on like a razor ride, and like we went on big ass fucking hills, but I was not scared. I swear on everything, I was having so much fun. But once we
too much fun, huh?
yeah, once we got back to like our camp spot and we got off, I didn't even realize I pissed myself. Like I was dripping. And I didn't know. I swear I wasn't scared. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's just because she was scared." I was not scared, dude. I was literally having fun.
My lady tingled a little bit, and after that, she was like, "Well, you know,
No,
I'm
no,
already
no,
wet. Might
listen.
as well just."
Listen, I changed, cleaned up. Same day, different ride. Came back full of pee all over again. But I was not scared, and I
Bruh.
just peed myself, and I didn't notice till we got up out of there. And that was like driving back to our camp spot.
All fucking mojada and cold.
So it's
and
like,
shit.
I bet that dude, like, who knows? Did he say he was scared of the roller coaster? Or like,
He said that it was just like super high and it went like 60 miles per hour or so.
at SeaWorld, bro?
Yeah, like
I think
it
he's
was, like,
tripping. This fool was at
Well-
fucking Magic Mountain or Six Flags, I mean.
some shit.
SeaWorld has roller coasters?
I have no clue. I've never been there, like I said, but it's like I guess I understand that feeling. The other one that we had that was pretty funny actually was the two couples that, no offense, but couldn't keep their pooping. That was kind of funny. The one where he said they use 1-ply toilet paper. So he uses the towel and then the other one.
Okay, yeah. He's all like, okay, for the homie, I'm with you. Because it's like, who the fuck uses 1-ply? Be honest. Who the fuck uses 1-ply? Even if you freaking, let's say, like, even if you're just peeing and stuff, like, or, like, if you're a girl, how can you have 1-ply? Because, like, girl, if we're on our period, how much toilet paper are you going to use? Like, it's just, like, I understand what he's doing. Like,
I do, too. I mean, he kind of, like, started explaining it to me, and it was in a situation where it feels like he's kind of living inside his lady's house.
Honestly,
with
though,
her family.
as long as he washes them the way he says, and, like, it's not, like, the hand towels, because if it is, honey, put those in a fucking drawer and do not let nobody use that shit. Because they're literally using your shit. Like, even if you wash them, that's still not going to go back to 100% cleanness for your hands to dry. So I really hope, if you find this podcaster, I really hope you put those towels to the side. Because if your bitch is out here washing her face or her hands with this, and so is her family, you're still disrespectful.
Savage as fuck.
Get your own caca towels and put them in their spot.
I mean, I feel like it was just kind of funny
Or
because
buy 2-ply, fool. Like,
at that point,
shit, buy some baby wipes for your girl, keep them in her, I don't know, but as long, like, do something different.
well, I felt like he said it in a way I kind of not explain it, but it's kind of like, okay, you at least go ahead and wash it, make sure nobody sees what's going on. Like, it's embarrassing as it is for yourself, to where, like, he said he's keeping it a secret. He kind of was just being like, it came to him pretty fast. So it's like, bro, did this just happen today again too? Like, I thought it was just pretty funny, the fact that he was like, but at least I clean them, like, really fast. Like, he was trying to make sure that.
Don't judge me,
right?
Fool. Like, give me a second. Hold on. Let me tell you.
And with his lady, I mean, I feel like the
Damn,
first
that'd be
couple
ass.
of dates.
Like, sorry, I'm still going to talk about him. Because I've lived, like, in other people's houses. Or, like, imagine, like, even if he's not living there, imagine with, like, the people that visit their house. They're like, damn, like, I got to use a good amount of this person's toilet paper right now. Like,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Who the fuck really buys 1-ply? Like, even if you're struggling, there's cheap 2-ply. Like, come on. Sorry.
Well, I feel like
that's my own little rant. You can talk about his girl. What was her thing?
his girl was blowing up the toilet when they first met, and it was. I feel like a lot of times when
I bet she would have been in a worse situation if he had 1-ply at his house.
That's true. That is true. But
fucking finger going through and shit.
I feel like in her situation, a lot of the times when you go out on a date and stuff, like, one, you have the anxiety, and two, like, while you're eating, you might eat too fast, or you might drink, like, too much soda, so you already feel like them bubbles in your stomach and the butterflies all mixed together. So it's like,
on the first date, don't go to dinner.
Yeah, don't. Or eat light. Don't
or
eat
at
greasy.
Least get, like, go to a dessert type of thing. Let's go get some ice cream or something.
Yeah. Or
but she's lactose intolerant.
Yeah, I was
go
like,
get frozen yogurt, honey.
That's probably what they went and fucking ate. But I feel like in that situation, damn, she at least put the music on. Like, as a girl, I guess you could hide it because of that.
Obviously, like, if you're playing music, I'm like, girl, like, that's obvious, but what else are you gonna put? Like, I would rather have a loud TikTok on than music, because if it's music, you know what's going on.
Well, I feel like now, yeah, like, TikTok is a lot better, but
and shout out to Flower, because last time we went out, me and her went to the restroom together, and I was like, I texted her because it was quiet, and there was like it was 2 stalls. There was me and her, and then another girl and her friend or her aunt or whatever. So it was all 4 of us in there. The other girl was like, I'm about to blow this shit up. She's all like, wait for me. She's like, okay. So she was blowing up the toilet. Me, I was like, dude, like, my stomach hurts too. Like, I guess everybody's stomach was hurting that day. So I texted Flower, was like, please play some music, because I have to poop.
Play some of that pimping, man.
And so out of nowhere, as soon as I send the message, I just start hearing music. I'm like, I have never felt a friend was more real until this moment, because I'm like, wow, this bitch really. I was joking, kind of. I was like,
Hopefully she does,
yeah.
but in case she doesn't.
And then as soon as I heard the music, I was like, all right, cool.
Let it out, boys.
Okay. So.
But no, I felt like I've had that situation where I feel gassy in such like spots and stuff, and like when we were going out, it would happen sometimes. Like when we ate Sunnies for the first time, like I felt.
Shout
that.
out to Sunnies. The
And,
hood misses you.
What's it called? I feel like that shit would be so funny. Like as a girl, you guys can cover it up with, "Oh, I'm just putting music on while doing my makeup." Like that's why she took so long. But as a guy's like,
oh yeah, true.
bro, what the fuck are you doing in there? Like, ain't no way you're doing your makeup, fixing your hair. Like, you must be either blowing that shit up or playing on your phone. Like
okay, we're gonna end this podcast off on this note. When we first started dating, and the first time I used the restroom longer than I do, like when we first started dating, what was your first thought? Like, oh, she's finally pooping in front of me, or like, how is that like on your guys' side? Because for us, you guys are always in the restroom since the beginning of the relationship, always in there for a good amount of time. Every bitch knows this. But for like us using the restroom for a long amount of time, I feel like we're more like hush hush about it. So like, what did you think the first time I used my restroom, like, and actually stood in there while when we were dating?
I mean, for a guy, you kind of, like I said, like, I took it more as in, like, okay, she's just using the restroom. Once it got to, like, a little bit longer, I was like, oh, like, maybe she's just freshening up, like, her makeup or deodorant or whatever. Like, I kind of never seen it as, like, you're taking forever. Because as a guy, like, when you go to use the bathroom, like I said, you have that anxiety of, like, dude, like, if I'm in here longer than 5 minutes, like, I'm already been here. Like, she must be thinking I have something wrong with me, you know? And for a girl, it's like, oh, she just went in there and she's just kind of like doing her own thing, making sure that she's feeling okay or whatever. So I kind of just felt like it was just normal, like you weren't in there for too long in a way. But I would say, like, when you came out and everything, I seen you kind of like your hair was different, a little bit of more makeup. So I was like, oh, well, yeah, she was just doing her own thing. So if you're a girl and you don't want him to think that you've been in there for too long,
Do a touch up.
for real, just like
So then you could blame it all on the touch up.
on God, be like, hey, I was just fucking making myself look pretty or whatever. Like,
Purdy. All right, guys. We're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you for listening. If you're a loyal fan and you a loyal bitch and you've been here for a minute, I appreciate it. I see the numbers. I thank every one of you. Like I said, if you guys would like to go ahead and drop your dream, drop your secrets, ask for advice, talk some shit, fucking put your own 2 cents into this, go ahead and go to the Google form. The Google form is where you can do it all. 100% anonymous. And I'll appreciate it. And you can go ahead and hear your story right here on the pod without anybody knowing who you are. And that was our segment, What Happens in Vegas, that no longer stays in Vegas. So, other than that, if you guys listen on YouTube, comment, like, share, subscribe. If you guys are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, go ahead, rate us 5 stars, leave a review. If you're on Spotify, click the episode. There's more questions you could go ahead and interact with there. Those actually, I can see the Spotify accounts. So just know I will never tell a soul who you are. But just so you're aware of that. Other than that, you guys can follow me on Instagram. All the links will be there for you guys. All the TikToks, like, everything's simply on the Instagram. Everything's listed in the bio. Go ahead, follow, share, tell anybody. If you feel like you have a friend or a family member and they're like in their head a lot, or they need something different in their life, not even just this podcast, just like simply podcasts in general, it makes you feel like you're really not alone because you're having conversations or listening to conversations. You could feel like you're a part of it. So go ahead, share everything, support one another. If you're not even doing anything like that, help support a friend who's doing it. Or even if you see somebody trying to make it out of their own thing, go ahead and just help people create something different for themselves. So other than that, yeah, this is me, your host Ale, with the man, myth, the legend himself. If you know, you know. Other than that, guys, I think we're good. So, like I said, comment, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace out, bitches.
Baby, quiero ser el río de tu Tokio. Chingamos en la casa de papel y cine.